Point horizontal, Pante. Horizontal.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
We are on live on Facebook already.
Let me a pure white lotus be, unfolding in samsara stream. Let all the gloom of misery be gathered in my lotus dream. Let each dewdrop that started round on each white radiant fold reflect the mercy of the Lord. That is their place to go. Let every wave that tumbles down their curdled slime of rock repair to lotus roots of dusty brown in my compassion's bounty share. Let every spark of vengeance roll round lotus tops and twine, and greed and light transform our love in lotus heart and shine. When each that drop has passed away across my pure white lily dawn, when I have drained all sorrow may, I speak to deck the lossless floor. Let every petal softly fold in summer's golden shine, retreat to claim the splendid prize, Nirvana's joyless mind.
The Buddha taught the noble truth to me. I see reality, and with this truth, the middle path I choose. The Dharma shines in me. I'll strive how strive for freedom, for sweet release. In me all cravings cease. And so I'm here to share all that I know. The Dharma in us grows. The Dharma that I see, it shines so bright in me.
Okay, so I begin. All right. Okay. Glad evening to everyone. Venerable B. Saranankara, Chief Adhikarana Sangha Nayaka of Malaysia and Monastic Advisor to Theravada Buddhist Council Malaysia. Venerable Dr. Ratanasiri, former Chief Incumbent of Sekyain Malacca, Sangha Nayaka Thera of Malaysia Kota Chapter, and the current Chief Incumbent of Sri Niketarama and Sri Mahendrarama Temple in Sri Lanka. Dd Lee, President of Theravada Buddhist Council of Malaysia. Dd Leng Huat, immediate past President of Theravada Buddhist Council of Malaysia. Fellow participants of the Chanting in Unison group, brothers and sisters and friends in the Dhamma, very good evening to everyone who are with us here this occasion. Welcome to tonight's session where we celebrate the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta Chanting in Unison session. I'm Dd Leng Huat and your host for this occasion. So before we begin the session proper, on behalf of all the participants here today, I would like to invite Venerable Ratanasiri to administer the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. Dd Lee will represent all participants in receiving the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts. So Bhante, we respectfully invite you to recite over this.
Yeah, dear brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, please recite Namo Tassa 3 times to observe 5 precepts.
Dd Lee, please quickly unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me, brother?
We can hear, Bhante, we can hear you. We need to hear Dd Lee's voice.
Namo tassa
Bhante.
bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Adinnādāna Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Adinnādāna Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Kāmesu Micchāchārā Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Kāmesu Micchāchāra Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Savādā Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Musāvādā Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Suramēraya Majjapamā Datthāna Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Surameraya Majjapamadattana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Imāni Panca Sikkhapadāni Samadhiyami.
Imani Panca Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami. Imani Panca Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami. Imani Panca Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Venerable, for giving us the 5 precepts. And welcome once again, brothers and sisters and friends in the Dhamma. I think it's good to see everybody here today. Some of you have logged in via Facebook. Some of you, those who are participants, are here in the Zoom. Let us, first of all, take a moment to reflect on the significance of this occasion. We are gathered here, all of us here today, to chant the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, one of the most important discourse of the Buddha. It is considered to be the record of the first discourse given by the Buddha after he attained enlightenment. On this occasion, we are chanting this sutta in conjunction with Dhamma Day, which falls in this Asalha month. So, on the full moon of the Asalha, it's considered Dhamma Day, where the Buddha delivered this discourse to the Pancha Vakya, which are the 5 ascetics, and that took place over 2,600 years ago, and that actually set in motion the wheel of Dhamma. This is an historic event that has a great impact on humanity and the world. This was the beginning of the Buddha's great mission to bring the Dhamma to the world. This has set in motion the wheel of Dhamma, and it continues to turn to this day. The key teachings of Majjhima Patipada, the middle way, and the 4 noble truths in this sutta form the main framework for all Buddha's teachings. So this is how important this sutta is. By chanting this sutta, we are connecting ourselves to this historic event and offering our gratitude to our teacher, who gave us the gift of Dhamma, starting with this first discourse. This evening, we have 18 participants of the Chanting in Unison group who will be chanting this sutta. So for the past, 6 weeks or so, Dd Leng Huat has been our coach, our guide, and our support. In fact, he has patiently guided us through the sutta in this original Pali language, and very skillfully helped us sharpen our pronunciation and many other things as well. And without referencing any chanting styles, he has stayed true to the original Pali version, which is very meaningful because it is as close to how the Buddha might have delivered the sermon. So as we chant, it is as if we are listening to the Buddha's very own words. Dd Leng Huat has taken great effort and care to ensure that we do not only learn how to chant the sutta, but also to reflect on its meaning. He explained the meaning and encouraged us to connect it to our life. And for this, we are grateful for his effort and time spent with us throughout these past weeks. We all started off as rookies, not very sure whether we will be able to get it right. And some of us were unsure, uncertain, even apprehensive initially. But over time, as we go through the sutta week by week with Dd Leng Huat's guidance, I think I'm confident to say we have all improved significantly. And today we are definitely more confident in chanting. And not only that, we have deep appreciation of the language as well as the meaning it represents. So for this, on behalf of all participants, I give thanks to you, Dd Leng Huat, for your patience, your care, your kindness. You have indeed given us much more than we bargained for. In fact, it started off as 2-3 weeks, then it became 5 weeks, and more sessions after that. So gratitude to you, Dd Leng Huat, from the bottom of our hearts, right? And but before we begin our chanting today, let's invite the very man himself, Dd Leng Huat, who made this happen, our coach, our guide, Dd Leng Huat, to say a few words.
Thank you, Dd Nguyen. Venerable B. Sri Saranankara, Venerable A.Ratanasiri, Brother Casey, President of Theravada Buddhist Council, my brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Before that, let me seek permission from Venerable Sirs to say a few words. Today I just noticed, because this was what I wanted when I set this mission out. I wanted to see the MCs confidently using Pali words and stanzas. And today I can see a difference, a big difference with our regular Dhamma. Brand Nguyen is also sharing Dhamma very regularly and also a great MC. And today I noticed that he used the Pali, he uses the Pali words with confidence. He uses Buddha very confidently, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta very confidently, So this is what we wanted to do. Because when I undertook this, okay, the reason why actually I undertook this project was because, okay, I'll come back to that later. First, before that, let me also thank Brother Nguyen for having complimented me so much. And I think this compliment doesn't belong to me alone. Let me take a small portion of that compliment only. I deserve only a small portion. The other small portion I will share with my wife, who has also supported me behind the scene. Most of the classes, you see, during the classes, you see, what happened is I'll be sitting in front of the camera earlier than her, because I've given waiver not to clean the dishes, you see. So she supported me that way. Otherwise I have to clean the dishes, So I get off the hook now for the past few weeks. I was so happy as well. Okay, so I think I will share a small portion with her. And the bigger portion of the compliment you gave me, Brother Nguyen, I think belongs to the 3 Sangha members that we will mention tonight. The first one, I think, is Venerable Saranankara and Venerable A. Dhammapala, who's unable to join us tonight. These events will not materialize without their blessings to me. Before I started this, I went to see them and said that can I continue with this thing. So they gave me full blessings to go. So I think the bigger portion of this compliment belongs to them. And also, the third monk here tonight is Venerable A.Ratanasiri, the person who polished my chanting skills so that I can share with you. So I think a big portion of the compliment, I think I share with them. And again, the biggest portion of the compliment, the biggest portion, I think I share with all the 18 participants here and the rest of the participants who are not so actively involved in the Facebook. And there are other participants who are in the Facebook, you know, they were not so actively, they were not so proactive, but they were following us every week. And that big portion belongs to you all. That compliment, because it is your interest and your enthusiasm that has brought me this far. Yeah. So I want to compliment you all also tonight. So on the opening night of the chanting, we invited Venerable Saranankara also to officially kickstart, to officially open the chanting session. And he has actually, I remembered him saying, stress the importance of chanting with the correct pronunciation, he says, and intonation, and chanting with understanding the meaning. That's why I spend a lot of time also to explain the meaning to you all. You know, because he says chanting with the meaning also helps you understand and increase your devotion. So that was why we took a longer time this time. I took the advice on his words of advice that night. And I also remembered that I have mentioned that my interest for chanting was stirred by the late Datuk Kenny Chan. He was the one who stirred my interest in chanting. In Malacca, Datuk Kenny Chan, he's an excellent chanter. That's what I'll use for him. He's an excellent chanter, far more superior than me and many of us here. Okay. And also, he has stirred my interest, and also not forgetting, it was Venerable A.Ratanasiri, who was in Malaysia then. He helped polish my chanting skills, without which I will not be able to share with you the chanting that we have learned. And to this, I'm grateful. That is why I invited Venerable A.Ratanasiri here tonight. I invited Venerable A.Ratanasiri so that he knows that his effort in Malaysia for the past 18 years or so has not gone in vain. He will realize that tonight we showcase to him that his effort will not go in vain. We showcase to him that we will continue his legacy. So Venerable, we are grateful people. And I will quote, and I think I quoted the Katanya Sutta also the first night when I was with you all. I say that the people with integrity is always grateful. And today I heard that word gratitude and grateful from our brother Niwan, from Dd Niwan, about 4 times, I think. Yeah. So these are the good people we know. People who are grateful and people who are full of gratitude are people with integrity. That is what the Buddha said, not what I say. It was, I quote the Katanya Sutta. So what actually spurred me is that I have great passion for chanting. I have great passion for chanting. And I've always wanted to do this kind of chanting session, but I was not good enough. I never was good enough, and it's still not good enough. So I thought Dr. Kenny Chan would be the best person. So I had this idea about 4 or 5 years ago. So I approached Dr. Kenny Chan, but unfortunately his health didn't allow him to travel and do road shows again. We were doing road shows then, but I could not get it to him. So I've approached a few people to help out. I've approached a monk who has agreed to help us actually. But then he says that when he will go, that was in 2019, you know. This has been going on for years. I've been trying because I wasn't good enough to teach you. So I tried to approach people. Then Venerable agreed, but Venerable says that when he will return to Sri Lanka at the end of the year, when he comes back, then he will kickstart. So I was very happy. But unfortunately, our Mr. COVID came and things changed. Then again, I don't have people to help. Then after that, we have an event called International Buddhist Conference. At the International Buddhist Conference, Like I mentioned this morning also during the AGM of the Theravada Buddhist Council, we were party to organize the International Buddhist Conference, whereby we invited the 3 schools of Buddhism, the Mahayana, Vajrayana, and Theravada, to come together to discuss on the Pisika, the 3 trainings, the gradual learning of Buddhism, different views from the various schools. And what is important here is during the closing speeches that we had, during the valedictory speech, we had one professor, Wei Chanting. He's the chairman of the Department of Buddhist Studies at Dhamma Institute of Liberal Arts in Taiwan. They are Mahayanis, they are Mahayanis. But when his turn to talk, he paid homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha in Pali. And he said, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa, was clear and very precise. And that startled me, because I know that I have many friends here in Malaysia. I know of many leaders here in Malaysia who will not be able to pronounce so well, you know. So that again spurred my interest to get this chanting thing, chanting in unison to start again. Then lucky for me, because I still wasn't ready, you know. Because I am not ready. Even up to today, I think I'm not ready to teach you all. But luckily, one day I read an article, a small parable about the big tree and the small cloud. This big tree was dying, withering because of the drought. So this big tree was dying because of the drought, withering, leaves are all withering, and the small cloud passed overhead. And the big tree spoke to the cloud. He said, please rain on me. I'm dying here. But the small cloud said, I'm too small to help you. So the small cloud left and went over to recruit more small clouds, and they formed a big cloud. And they drifted back to the big tree. But when they arrived there, the big tree wasn't there anymore. The big tree was dead. And that kind of spurred me. I said, I can't wait also. Although I'm not ready, I'm a little cloud. So I tried my level best, and I got you 18 of you here, and who are very happy with the training. That is the satisfaction I get. And that is the satisfaction that I want to share with Venerable. Venerable A.Ratanasiri, this will be your legacy. We will continue your legacy. Your effort has not gone in vain in Malacca. We are grateful to you. And that is why I invited you especially for this event. So I think with that, I will not take much of your time. I will say sadhu, 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 and back to you, Brother Nguyen.
Thank you, Dd Leng Huat, for your words of encouragement, and for also giving tribute and gratitude to the respective people, even those who have departed. And definitely we'll be more motivated now to continue this mission, to chant the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So we will begin soon, and I would just like to say a few things about how we can appreciate the sutta. If you know this sutta and if we chant it, it initially proceeds with the Buddha teaching the 5 ascetics, the middle way, and the 4 noble truths. Now, interesting is when the Buddha completes the discourse, the cosmic significance of this event is illuminated. Later, as you chant, you know, it's illuminated by the passage showing how the deities in each successive celestial realm applaud and shout the good news to the deities of the next higher realm. So it starts off by the earthbound devas, right up to the higher level devas, and right up to the highest level of devas, and all the way up to all the heavens. And eventually, so later when we chant, that will be a later part of the sutta, we will have many times we will say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's all join in this, and rejoice together as we rejoice with everybody, this important thing. Let everybody hear this sutta. So yeah, please do this together with us. And according to the sutta, At the same time, the entire world system quakes and shakes, and a great light surpassing the radiance of gods appeared in the world. The radiance of the Dhamma, the light of Dhamma, shines even brighter than the light of the gods. And such is the significance of this event. The wheel of Dhamma is set in motion and continues to turn even to this day. And right at the very end, the Buddha exclaims, Anyasi wataboho kondanyo. Anyasi wataboho kondanyo. The Kondanya understands. Kondanya understands. Now, that very moment, that split second, the light of Dhamma passed from master to disciple to begin its journey throughout India and to the entire world and across time. Today, we receive this gift of Dhamma because of the Buddha's great compassion starting from that moment. So I would like all of us here, before we begin chanting, to take a moment to reflect on how fortunate we are to receive this rare and precious Dhamma today. Brothers and sisters, we will begin our chanting in unison soon. Each of the participants here will take turns to chant a few paragraphs in succession, because we can't be doing all together, the virtual platform doesn't allow us. So we will be doing in succession. So there'll be one by one, but it will be in succession. So we will start with paying homage to the Triple Gem, and then the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta chanting will begin right after that, right? So, and we invite you, the audience here, to chant with us. We invite you to, you may refer to the screen. The screen, there'll be a script there, so you can look at the Pali words. And we know, even though we can't hear you over this virtual channel, we know you are chanting together with us. So let's first take a moment to compose our minds. Imagine we are at Deer Park, Isipatana, surrounded by lush greenery, in the presence of the Buddha, hearing him speak the sutta. Now let us begin.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjacarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipassiko opanayiko paccattang veditabbo vinyuhiti. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Samijipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka saṅgho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Kineyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punya Ketang Lokasati.
Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evang me sutang ekang samayang bhagava Varanasiyang viharati Isipatane migadaye Tachako bhagava panchavaggiye bhikkhu amantesi Dwe me bhikkhave antapabbajitena nasevitappa Yo chayang kamesu kama sukhalikanu yogo hino gammo potujjaniko anariyo anatta sanghito Yo chayang atthakila matanu yogo dukkho anariyo anatta sanghito ete te bhikkhave ubo ante anupagamma majjhima patipada tathāgatena abhisambuddha cakkukarani jnanakarani upasamaya abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbanaya samvattati
Katame ca bhikkhave majjhima patipada tathāgatena abhisambuddha cakkukarani jnanakarani upasamaya abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbanaya samvattati ayameva ariyo Tanggiko maggo seyati dang samma ditti samma sangkappo samma vaca samma kammanto samma ajiwo samma vayamo samma sati samma samadhi Ayangko sa bhikkhave majjhima patipada tathāgatena abhisambuddha cakkukarani jnanakarani upasamaya abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbanaya samvattati
Idang ko pana bhikkhave dukkang ariya satchang jatipi dukkha jarapi dukkha vyadipi dukkho maranampi dukkang appiyehi sampayogo dukkho piyehi vippayogo dukkho yampi Chang na labati tampi dukkang sangkitena pancupadana kanda dukkha idang ko pana bhikkhave dukkha samudayang ariya satchang yayang tangha pono bhavika nandiraga sahagata Tata tatra binandini seyatidang kama tangha bahwa tangha vibahwa tangha idang ko pana bhikkhave dukkha nirodang ariya satchang จังโยตัสสะเยวตังหายะอาเสสวิรากานิโรโดชาโกปฏินิสสะโกมุตติอนาลายโยอิดังโกปนะภิกขเวดุกขนิโรธกามินีปฏิปดาอริยสัจจังอายเมวะอริโยอัตตังกิโกมะโกเสยทีดังสัมมาดิตติสัมมาสังกัปโปสัมมาวาจาสัมมากัมมันโตสัมมาอาจีโวสัมมาวายาโมสัมมาสติสัมมาสมาธิ
อิดังดุกขังอริยสัจจังติเมภิกขเวปุบเบอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิตังโคปานิดังดุกขังอริยสัจจังปริญเยยันติเมภิกขเวปุบเบอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิตังโคปานิดังดุกขังอริยสัจจังปริญญาตันติเมภิกขเวปุบเบอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิ
อิดังดุกขสมุดัยังอริยสัจจันติเมภิกขเวภุเปอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิตังโกภานิดังดุกขสมุดัยังอริยสัจจังปะหาตัปบันติเมภิกขเวภุเปอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิตังโกภานิดังดุกขสมุดัยังอริยสัจจังปาหินันติเมภิกขเวภุเปอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิ
อิดังดุกขนิโรธังอริยสัจจันติเมภิกขเวปุบเบอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิตังโกปานิดังดุกขนิโรธังอริยสัจจังสัจจิกาตัปบังติเมภิกขเวปุบเบอนันุสุเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุดปาดิญาณังอุดปาดิปัญญาอุดปาดิวิจจาอุดปาดิอาโลโกอุดปาดิ tăng cô pani đăng dukkha nirodang ariya satchang satchi katang ti me bhikkave buddhe ananussute sudhamme su Chakong udapadi yadang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi.
Idang dukkha nirodha gamini patipada arya satchanti me bhikkave Be ananussute sudhammesu Chakkum udapadi nyanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi angko panidang dukkha nirodha gamini ipada arya satchang Bhave tappanti me bhikkave bubbhe ananussute sudhammesu Chakkhung udapadi nyanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi Sangko panidang dukkha nirodha gamini patipada arya satchang bhavi tanti me bhikkave bubbhe ananussute sudhammesu Chakkhung udapadi nyanang udapadi panya udapadi vidya udapadi aloko udapadi
Yavakivancha me bhikkave imesu chatusu arya satchesu evang tiparivattang dvadasakarang yatha bhutang jnana dasanang suvisudham ahosi Nevatavaham bhikkave sadevake loke samarake sabramake sasamana brahmaniyang pajaya sadeva manusaya anuttarang samasamboding abhisambuddho pachanyasing Yato cako me bhikkave imesu chatusu arya satchesu evang tiparivattang dvadasakarang yatha bhutang jnana dasanang suvisudhang ahosi ataham bhikkave sadevake loke samarake sabramake sasamana brahmaniyang pajaya sadeva manusaya anuttarang samasamboding abhisambuddho pachanyasing Jnananca paname dasanang udapadi akuppa me ceto vimutti ayamanti majati natidani punat bhavoti.
Idama voca bhagava atmana pancawagiya bhikkhu.
Quay nốt xong. Quay nốt xong.
Nyamane ayasmato kundanyasa virajang vittamalang Dhammacakkappavattana udapadi yang kince samudaya dhammang sabbang thang nirodha dhammang ti Pawatite cha pana bhagavata Dhammacakke Bumma Dewa Saddha Manusa Vesu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Migadae Anuttarang Dhammacakkang Pavattitang Apativattiyang Sammanena va Brahmanena va Devena va Marena va Brahmunava Kenachiva Lokasminti Bummanang Devanang Saddang Sutwa Jatu Maharajika Deva Saddha Manusa Vesu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Jatu Maharajikanang Devanang Saddang Sutwa Tavating Sadeva Saddha Manusa Vesung. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Tavating sanang devanang saddang sutwa yama deva saddha manusa vesung. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Migadaye Anuttarang Dhammacakkang Pavattitang Appativattiyang Samanena va Brahmanena va Devena va Marena va Brahmuna va Kenachiva Lokasminti Yamanang Devanang Saddang Sutwa Tusita Deva Saddha Manusa Vesung. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Tusitanang Devanang Saddang Sutwa Nimmanarati Deva Saddha Manusa Vesung. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Nimmanarati nang Devanang Saddang Sutwa Paranitmitta Vasavatti no Deva Saddha Manusa Vesung. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyam Isipatane Migadaye Anuttarang Dhammacakkang Pavattitang Apativattiyam Samanena va Brahmanena va Devena va Marena va Brahmuna va Kenachiva Lokasminti Paranimita Vasatinam Devanam Saddam Sutwa Brahma Parisatcha Deva Saddha Manusa Vesung. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Brahma Parisatchanam Devanam Saddam Sutwa Brahma Purohita Deva Saddha Manusa Vesung. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Migadaye Anuttarang Dhammacakkang Pavattitang apativattiyang samanena va brahmanena va devena va marena va brahmuna va kena jiva lokasminti brahma purohitanam devanang saddang sutva Maha Brahma Dewa Saddha Manusa Vesum Sadhu 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 Maha Brahmanang Devanam Saddang Sutva Parita Badewa Saddha Manusa Vesum Sadhu 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 Paritabanang Dewanang Saddang Sutva Appamana Badewa Saddha Manusa Vesum Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu
Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Migadaye Anutarang Dhammacakkappavattana Appativattiyang Samanina va Brahmanina va Devena va Marena va Brahmuna va Kenachiva Lokasminti Appamanabanang Devanang Saddam Sutva Appasera Deva Saddha Manusa Vesu Sadhu 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 Abbasaranang Devanang Saddam Sutva Parita Subba Deva Saddha Manusa Vesun Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu
Etam Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Migadaye Anutarang Dhammacakkappavattana Appativattiyang Samanena va Brahmanena va Devena va Marena va Brahmuna va Kenachiva Lokasminti Parita Subbanang Devanang Saddang Sutva Appamana Subba Deva Saddha Manusa Vesum Sadhu 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 Appamana Subbanang Devanang Saddang Sutva Subbakinghaka Deva Saddha Manusa Vesun Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu
Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Vigadaye Anuttarang Dhammacakkappavattana Appativattiyang Samanena va Brahmanena va Devena va Marena va Brahmuna va Kenachiva Lokasminti Subakinghakanang Devanang Saddang Sutva Vihapala Deva Saddha Manusa Vesum Sadhu 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 Vihapalanang Devanang Saddang Sutva Aviha Deva Saddha Manusa Vesum Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu
Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Migadaye Anuttarang Dhammacakkappavattana Appativattiyang Samanena va Brahmanena va Devena va Marena va Brahmuna va Kena jiva lokasminti Avihanang devanang saddang sutva atappa deva saddha manus savesum. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Atappanang devanang saddang sutva sudas sadeva saddha manus savesum. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sudas sanang devanang saddang sutva sudas si deva saddha manus savesum. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sister Siufong, please unmute first and start again.
Sudasinang devanang saddang sutva akanittaka deva saddha manusavesum. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Etang Bhagavata Varanasiyang Isipatane Migadaye Anuttarang Dhammacakkappavattana Appativattiyang Samanena va Brahmanena va Devena va Marena va Brahmuna va Kena jiva lokasminti iti hatena kanena tena mohutena yava brahma loka saddo abboganchi ayang cadasa sahasi lokadatu Sangkampi, sampakampi, sampavedi, appamano ca ularo, obaso, loke paturahosi, atikkamma devanang devanubhavanti. Atako bhagava udanang udanesi anya sivatabo kondanyo anya sivatabo kondanyoti iti hidang ayasmato kondanyasa anya kondanyo Tveva namang ahositi etena saccavajjena dukkha upasamentute etena saccavajjena bhaya upasamentute etena saccavajjena roga upasamintute. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That ends the chanting of the entire Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the discourse that is very pivotal in the entire Buddhist path. And I hope that you have enjoyed both listening as well as chanting together with all of us here. And I must say that we have indeed got a lot of great joy through this chanting session. And I hope that everybody enjoyed it as well as I did just now. So, we also, to be honest, we were a little bit, before we end, there's a few, words of ending by the Venerables that are here with us today. I must say that we are also a little bit nervous in the presence of our Sangha members. So before we end, I'd like to invite Venerable Dr. Ratanasiri to say a few words to us. Bante? Venerable is not with us here today already, so it's all right. We have also Venerable Saranankara with us. Bante, are you here with us? So respectfully, we invite you to say a few words.
Yes, impact. Very happy to listen each and every one of you. Most of you, actually all of you, done very, very well. It's a compliment. The short period time, such a long sutra, you're able to do it. It may be not 100% the pronunciation or rhythm, or actually considering such a short period is a great achievement. Impact, each and every one of you done with that confidence. I mean, of course, you're a little bit, maybe you're nervous, maybe many of other people are listening. If you are definitely, if you do it alone, you can do very well. Doesn't mean you didn't do very well, actually you done very well. The important things, you should not stop from there. What you have to do it, you must continue. Many sutras in the chanting books. If you can, rather than go into the long sutra, maybe you can begin some of them, the smaller sutras first, or Ratanakaraniya or Metta, followed by the certain Bojjhanga, etc. thing. Then you can go into the various group. Beginners, the beginners I think find it a bit difficult for Dhammacakka. Once you get used to the Pali pronunciation, then they're much easier to do it. Actually, really appreciate each and every one of you. Able to short period time, you're able to do it very well. Actually, being Malacca people, they are daily those days, they are very regular practice Pali chanting. Doesn't mean other area they are not doing, but there's so much keen, so much empathize. Even the roadshow, last time they used to do it. But the important things, other centers, even though they had the Pali classes and all, then eventually some of the classes, due to the pandemic period, slowly, totally stopped. I strongly believe it. Some of the uncle, aunties, some of our elder sisters, elder brothers, some of them, they really miss that, all those regular practices which is used to go to the various centers. The part and parcel, if you are involving for the such a devotional, as well as the MCAJ mentioned, not only the chanting alone, you go into the meaning as well. Maybe not word by word, at least summarize the meaning. From there, you'll come to know this, what exactly you're chanting. It's a learning process. The important thing to apply in the day-to-day life as well. When we do it, I do remember one time the Kenny mentioned to me, around few years, kindergarten child, his daughter, when you fetch from the house to the kindergarten, every day what he used to do it part of the sutra, he used to recite with her together. Finally, couple of months later, she able to memorize. Such a small girl, she able to memorize the sutra as well. I personally listened to young small girl during that time. I believe now she's a grown-up girl. She able to have that type of things rather than on the way alone listen to music, but they use that opportunity, young kid and the father together chant. It's a very motivated, it's a very encouragement, very, very good lesson to many of us as well. Yeah, mindfully concentration for recitation, the sutra while you are driving. It's a greatest benefit. Your inner devotional part of your own self, as well as for the recitation is such a noble holy verses. It's a definitely blessings are upon each and every one of you. With that great metta, loving kindness in your own heart, in your own mind, recitation, these verses, the Pali verses, is a great blessing. One particular thing I strongly believe it, whether chanting done by the monks or the layperson, the important thing, as long as you maintain such a qualities within your own heart and mind, right mindfulness, concentration, devotion towards the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, the confidence towards the Saddha, very important things. Not sake of chanting, not sake of someone invite you to do the blessing, it's not that way. You have to be with that, living with that, the chanting or the whatever the religious activity is doing, you have to live within it, that you can get involved, that inner spirit into do it such a manner that is you're never ever able to get tired, you're never ever able to feel any uncomfort in that manner. You are able to rejoice, you're able to get the greatest benefit, you're able to so much joy you're able to experience within yourself. I strongly believe it, each and every one of you are such a benefit you're having, and most of them will be able to do it very well. I think because the other participant, we had to, because the important thing to continue such a things, that's important. Whenever, especially for the being at this particular moment, able to spend half an hour to 1 hour period, such a time period, is a joy, it's a benefit to you, benefit to family members as well. Then people are able to see it. When you do it, definitely children, grandchildren, maybe some of you have great grandchildren, they're able to enjoy as well. There's a very positive, motivated section in the house to have such the practices. Anyway, may the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha bless each and every one of you for well-being, for happiness. Continue all your good work, and especially Ratan, I think you done something and you take so much the trouble to organize and reach out to each and every one of you. So I think can see you can get the result, you can see the result. That merits, I think, is very important. Thank you very much. Thanks, participant, as well. Without we participating, even how much other person try to do it, also cannot do it. And other important thing, you're able to complete. That's the important thing, not halfway give up. That's a very good thing. You done very well. Thank you. Keep up and continue your good work. Thank you very much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Chief Venerable for Saranankara, for such lovely words of encouragement as well as validation for all of us that we are doing the right thing. We are on the joyful path. We are doing the thing that will continue the Buddha Sasana. And before I invite Bhante to do the closing with the dedication of merits, Dd Leng Huat, do you want to say something? Final words, or not final words, but your
Okay, I just wish to thank Venerable Chief for taking time off. Today is a very grand day for all the monks today. So to get Venerable Chief to join us today, I think it's a great blessing, Chief. Thank you very much. Because Chief has his own ceremony going on today. That's why Venerable Dr. Dhammapala withdrew last minute, So thank you so much, Chief. Thank you for your encouragement, without which we will not go so far. It's your encouragement that brought us here, Chief. Thank you so much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Dd Leng Huat, thank you. Once again, we are very grateful for this group opportunity that you have created and presented for all of us here. Perhaps President tbcm, do you want to say anything, DDKC?
Yeah, I think on behalf of all the participants, let me thank the teacher, Dd Leng Huat, for spending 5 weeks with us and many hours of practice through WhatsApp, through recording and all that. With that, I think we have done our very best to live up to the standard for the rest to see. So with that, again, thank you very much, Dd Leng Huat, for your time, and also Venerable Chief for your continuous support, to lead the community and also the growth of the Buddha Sasana in Malaysia. Thank you, Chief. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So the two the past president and the president has spoken, and as well as all the participants here. In fact, we jokingly say there are 18 of us. So there's the Chinese word that says "Mesepa Lohan," but we're not Lohan yet. We're not Arahants yet, but we're aspiring, and we are trying our very best to live up, to the standard that the Buddha has put, and I think the Buddha has set the bar. It is for us to say, okay, can we as people, as fellow Buddhists, as fellow Dhammafarers, walk this path with joy, with happiness, with kindness, with compassion, whatever way that we can practice the Dhamma. If we put our best to it, I believe this will be the best that we can do. So very well done, everyone, and very well done for all who are with us live. So this evening, it's indeed, we are very happy because we got Venerable Chief here with us, which is again on this occasion where everybody's doing this chanting as well. So so with that, we invite once again Chief Reverend Saranankara to lead us in the dedication of merits and aspirations.
Maybe Reverend Ratanasiri there, is he there? He asked him to close it. Delegation, is the Reverend Ratanasiri there?
He's not here, Chief.
Oh, he's not there?
He's not here, so it's only you, Chief.
Oh, okay. Okay, let us share these merits, especially for the moment of this moment, for all of you, as well as for the people, those who get the virus, the victim, those who are in process of recovery, to wish them for their speed recovery, and those who are people, the departed, we have to delegate merits, transfer merits as well. And each and every one of you, let us share with good merits which you accumulated within your own self. Not only today, couple of weeks, each and every time you take the book and practice, each and every time, as you mentioned, through the WhatsApp, you practices, while you, I think I know some of them maybe by heart they able to do it as well. I've seen without referring, I think the book, some of them able to do it, some certain part. I think there's a lot of hard work you've done. Each and every time you've done that, all those things, all these verses, actually process of accumulation wholesome thought within your own mind. That's why Buddha mentioned particularly Kayika, Vachasika, Manasika. Kayika means bodily, Vachasika means verbally, Manasika mentally. All those involvement for such a thing to do it. Can you imagine before that we had a great devotion, that all those thoughts appearing and disappearing, nothing else wholesome, nothing else kusala thought within your own heart and mind. That amount of thought you create, number of period, number of time, as well as for the each and every word you come up, word mentioning from your own self, accumulating so much merit. Let us share this merit with all these good purposes. That's the important thing. Let us share the merits with your family members, friends and relatives, your neighbors, and also those who are people, the victim, as well as for the people who hospitalized, people like possessive required. Their great metta is a great, wonderful contribution, as well as for the other those who are departed one as well, and also of course devas as well, and all those area we can delegate, we can transfer merit to each and every one of you with that wonderful thing what you've done for so many weeks, so many time, various all the time you've done. Let us share this merit with the Pali verses to yourself as well as for the others and all the other sentient beings and all the department, and that's all the devas as well. If you are able to recite with me together, please join with me. Itta che ammi sambatang punya sampadang sabbi deva anumodantu sabbi bhuta anumodantu sabbi satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let us have a short blessing. Abhivadana silissa nitchang vandapachayino chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti nivaca ato nibbana sampatti iminati samijjatu. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Chief, for the blessing. And we have come to the end of today's session. For those who are watching live on Facebook, the stream will stop in a few minutes. So for those who are in the Zoom, please stay back, including Chief. We want to have a group photo with you as well as a little bit of sharing. For those who are watching live on Facebook, we bid you farewell for tonight. And once again, blessings to be to everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and for everybody's well-being and happiness. So we'll see you all again, right? So thank you.